So as I promised before, we're gonna do a recipe, well, two, but today we're gonna do saag paneer, little different version of the traditional Indian dish, and we're gonna do it with instead of paneer, with halloumi that you can find in the box of Norwich Meadows Farm, which is basically the produce and pantry box. With also spinach that we have in the box from Norwich, their green garlic, and different variation of the traditional recipe. So we'll do that next. So I want to show you what we have here. We have mustard greens from obviously the Norwich Meadows box. We have spinach as well from them, and green garlic, and the halloumi. So usually you do paneer, saag paneer, obviously with paneer, which is unsalted cheese, and halloumi, it is seasoned, but you know, it works anyway, and it's actually could be a really interesting variation. Okay, here we also have, I'll make sure this recipe obviously is going to be posted on a story, so don't worry. So pay attention just to like the cooking part, and then you can follow the recipe ingredients and measurements. You have turmeric powder and ginger powder, actually from Burlap and Barrel, which are also great friends with Norwich. Garam masala that we made, but you can also buy garam masala. Fenugreek, a little bit of fenugreek, and I don't have Kashmiri chilies. You can do this with serrano as well. I just use espelette because I have a lot of espelette and I like it. Onion, as well as the green garlic. Usually it doesn't have buttermilk. I happen to have buttermilk at home because of a previous recipe that we did end of last week. So I'm going to use a little bit of that, not to make it too dry. And ghee or clarified butter, if you guys rather do it with, you know, vegetable oil, that's fine. But I wouldn't really necessarily recommend olive oil. It just has more of a flavor. Or maybe a neutral olive oil. And I think we're pretty much ready. So what I do, some recipes actually call for some people cook the spinach in the same time that they're cooking the paneer. I think it's better to either blanch or steam. I rather steam because it keeps the nutrients of the greens and color and texture. So I'm gonna steam the spinach and I'm gonna steam the mustard greens until they're wilted but not completely mush. And I'm gonna cool it down, chop it roughly so it's ready to go with the paneer, okay? So right now we're steaming. I'm gonna do the mustard greens first. I just chopped the part of the stalk. I mean, that's it, and just wash them. You'll see that at medium to high heat, it will literally take maybe 3 minutes. Then later I'll do the spinach, might be sort of like a little less, 2 minutes. Cool it down, as I said before. But I do find this actually better, for me at least. If you guys rather blanch, go ahead and blanch. As I said, it keeps the nutrients of the greens while we're doing that. Better for you, no? After these are cooled and they're ready to be chopped, we are going to actually sear the halloumi. If you guys have paneer, do paneer, and then you'll sear the paneer before, in the clarified butter, before you actually add on all the other ingredients. Just so basically you can just color the cheese, okay? And it creates a film around it. So if you can see, these are not ready obviously, but I would say like, I just toss them, turn them around. I would say like 2 minutes max, and then you're good to go. Right now we're going to sear the halloumi in the clarified butter. You guys, like I said, can do it in oil if you want. We have already, as I said before, and you saw it, blanched the mustard greens and the spinach. Steam, right? It's important actually to steam it, blanch it as you whatever you want, because if you do it from the beginning, the spinach contains like 80% water or more. Really, I don't remember the facts, but So, and it's gonna be really watery while you're cooking your saag, and then it's gonna be pretty gross. So that's why there's just only 2 steps before that you just have to steam the spinach and the mustard greens, drain them, and squeeze all that water, and then roughly chop it, okay? And now we're gonna do step number 2 until we put all the ingredients together, which is basically searing the paneer, which in this case is halloumi, okay? This halloumi is delicious, by the way, and like I said, it's in their produce and pantry box, okay? I don't have clarified butter right now, but I do have a little bit of butter. So I actually, when I cook some dishes that are Indian, I think the butter has an interesting creamy flavor that incorporates, you know, or like I said, clarified instead of oil. So I usually do clarified butter. And I'm not using all this butter right now, so let's just say it was like half a tablespoon or something. And I'm gonna start adding the halloumi, and I'm gonna sear it, okay? You'll see all the edges nice golden brown. I'll show you when that is ready, so we'll be right back. So as I told you before, we're searing the halloumi, right? So it looks pretty much like this. You don't need to do all the sides if you guys don't want to. And you know, it's delicious. The reason why I'm wearing an apron is because it's splatter, so be careful, okay? Always wear an apron. Anyway, so now we have the clarified butter melted. Add on onion, okay, that is being thinly sliced. It's not a ton of clarified butter. And to be honest, this is actually good when it doesn't have to be caramelized perfectly. You want a little bit of char bits here and there. Same thing with the mustard and the spinach. So don't freak out if it's, you know, some parts are looking a little more black than what they should be, okay? Anyway, so like kind of like a medium heat. If you are using butter, not clarified butter, let me be careful because obviously the fusion point is just very low, and then you're gonna start burning the butter, okay? So anyway, have my onions. I'm gonna add on, instead of garlic, like I said, green garlic. And just because this is my favorite season, I don't love garlic. I love alliums in general. So if you guys didn't have this beautiful green garlic, you would add on probably like 4 cloves of chopped garlic, 4 medium to large cloves. So I did like 3 whole stalks of green garlic. Okay, so we're, I think, like quarter of the way there. Again, like I said, if you see some of the char bits, not a drama, you want that. And I'm going to add on the chilies. Don't be scared, these are espelette and not that spicy. And bloom all my dry spices in that fat to release, you know, the flavor. I'm not toasting, or sort of like I'm toasting, but basically in the fat, okay? Like I said, you can use serranos, cashmere, any other chili that you want. Don't be super uptight about the recipe, okay? Fenugreek, garam masala. Sorry, no, we're gonna add on the turmeric and ginger first. And that turmeric and the turmeric and the ginger powder is actually from Burlap and Barrel, which I absolutely adore their spices. I was using them back in the restaurant not so long ago. And the ginger is just like absolutely amazing. You want to that move is not fake, guys. Okay, you want that smell. Okay. So, I can smell the ginger, the turmeric, and also add on the garam masala now. And like I said, this season is great. You know, all your onions are out, green garlic, green shallots, scallions, leeks, onions. You'll see those soon, okay? And dishes like this are just absolutely amazing in the spring. So, to this now, you see that it's not as fatty as it was before. I sort of scrape a little bit too, okay? You're obviously not gonna deglaze this with any alcohol, but okay. And now I add on that spinach and the mustard greens. You see they're quite dry, so you do want to squeeze that water really well. I squeeze it, then put it between towels, then I chop it. So I'm gonna add on this. And roughly here you have like 500 grams of greens, which is about a little bit over a pound. I know it sounds a little crazy, but because like I said before, it's merely water, you know, they literally reduce to nothing. Okay, just stir this. And there are a few versions of a Saag Paneer. I'm not someone necessarily super versed about Indian cooking. I just ate it a lot when I was a teenager because I was vegetarian. So I learned a lot about vegetarian dishes from India because they're so versatile, so cool, delicious, so much flavor packed in, you know, something like this that is dead easy or so easy, right? So now the different versions is like there's a drier version and there's a sort of more creamy version. Some people add on cream, some people don't add on anything. Okay, I actually do like it with not necessarily saucy or like more like a sauce, but I don't like it too dry. And I usually add on a little bit of yogurt, either Greek yogurt, labna, which is like strained Greek yogurt. I am not a big fan necessarily of cream because I think the acidity is interesting. So I don't like to sort of kill the flavor with adding just fat and no acid. So what I do is I usually use yogurt, but right now, like I said, you know, I had buttermilk, which is unusual in my fridge, and I'm going to add on the buttermilk. So here I'll turn the heat down a little bit to like medium, to like low, medium low. And now turn it up a little bit again. And you see how, Now if you realize I haven't really added on any salt yet. Now I will, but I won't add on too much because the halloumi is quite salty. If you were adding paneer, I would change the recipe to more seasoning. Okay? So here it is, our Saag Halloumi, I guess. These are all the 3 to 4 amazing ingredients in the produce and pantry box from Norwich Meadows Farm. You can go to the norwichmeadowsfarm.com, get signed in to the Fellow Farm and create basically a login and account, and then you guys can go in and shop just from your computer, okay? So like I said, you know, here you guys can play as you want. If you want to make it with paneer, go ahead, but this is just so you understand that it's amazing what you can do actually with just one box and support the, you know, our farmer friends, and especially them, which, you know, Zaid, his wife Haifa, you know, and all the team that are so sweet and kind and I've known for so many years. So hope you enjoy.